Hi everyone, and today we are looking at Speed Freaks.
No comment.
We're going to do a quick unboxing because I think Speed Freaks for me is all going to be about the gameplay. So we're going to do a quick unboxing so everyone can see what's in the box, and then we're going to get these things built super fast and get some games under our belt. So this video is probably 5 minutes long, something like that maximum. Check the link below because we'll be doing the demo game as well, so you can see all of this stuff in action. I doubt the models will be painted, but you know, they're colour-coded plastic anyway, so it'll be good to go. Let's have a look in the box, see what we've got. Okay, Speed Freaks, amazing artwork, beautiful. It's Mad Maxian, it's Orcs, it's high-speed combat in the 41st millennium. Speed Freaks. Loads in the box, so much so that the lid is actually doesn't quite fit on the box. It won't kind of sit down. There's just so much in this box.
It might have when he first opened it, but as soon as
it didn't. Even when it was wrapped in foil, it was like it couldn't squash down properly.
Oh my lord!
It was just rammed in there. Straight away, thing that blew my mind. This wonderful scenery, absolutely brilliant. We'll have a quick look at the sprues close up anyway, but let's just do a quick run through the box and then close up on some of the sprues. 2 sprues of scenery. We have 1 sprue of bikers, so that's 1 bike on there so far, and there's the other 2 bikes, so we've got 3 bikes for each of the factions, so that's repeated again on the yellow frames. And then we have the 2 vehicles, so these are the 2 types of vehicles which we'll be taking a look at. Once we've got those out of the way, we've got some artwork, albeit upside down artwork, but we've got some artwork which is absolutely cool.
We're seeing a lot more of this artwork.
Speed Freaks! And you know, if you took all of this and just pinned it up everywhere, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? It's just great stuff.
Definitely.
We've got, let's have a look what else we've got in here. We've got a rule book. No, we haven't got a rule book. We've got an instruction manual. Okay, same format now, all colour coded, beautiful imagery, and we've got stats.
Rules for 40k, I thought.
So is that right? Yes, we're seeing some stats in there as well. So you want to use these things in 40k. The shock jump dragster is indeed in there. That is awesome. We've got the Speed Freak rulebook. Okay, so this definitely is the rulebook. We've got the shooting phase, the fighting phase. We've got speeding phase. Quick look at it. I think it's got a kind of an X-Wing, if anybody's ever played X-Wing, an X-Wing-esque mechanic to it in terms of rolling for hits and stuff. You get to choose 4 gubbins. These gubbins, these indeed are gubbins, so that's all your movement, so you can string your movement together. Yeah, looking good. Some beautiful artwork on the back there. That looks amazing.
I love the engine.
So we've got the Boomdacker Snazwagon. And we've got the Megatrat Scrapjack. That is amazing. That is amazing. Beautiful. I mean, that's cool. That's amazing. Check out, we're making Mad Max puns and jokes all along, of course, and here is a little Mad Max gobbo there, isn't there?
On Fury Road style.
Fury Road Gretchen. That's amazing. Right, okay, what else have we got? Okay, these are the unit cards, interestingly enough. So, vehicle data cards. Great to see. That's going to make the game nice and easy. Plenty of bases. What else have we got? Beast Arisers Volume 1. So this looks like Chapter 1 of Beast Arisers. If you've not read that series, do so. It's amazing. Volume 1, Dan Abnett, but all of the authors, I think, or a lot of the authors got involved on that. There's the custom dice, as I mentioned. If anyone's played X-Wing or anything like that, you'll see a familiar format. We've got some custom jobs, extra grippy tyres, and critical damage with a booster broken. So that's kind of cool. No idea every time I open one of these. Right, okay, we've seen these on the back. So this is so you can hide your dice from your opponent. You have to lay dice down.
Oh, okay.
And then you hide your dice with a shield, which is in there, look. So you can hide your dice from your opponent so they don't know what you're up to.
I love the base sizes there.
Oh, this is a good part of the weight is the board. Loads of that by the looks of it. Speed Freaks gaming board pack. And there's different ways of laying this down. From the quick look I've had at the scenarios, you can have like a rolling rolled format, or like a large arena type stuff. Here's your pack of Come on, out you come.
Measures.
Pack of gubbins, basically, as they're described. The gubbins are these movement ones, and the more arrows on them, the more complex the move. So you've got some straightforward moves, straightforward gubbins, a little bit more complicated, or you've got some special moves.
Insane.
Yeah. So, and again, depending on how difficult the move is, it has a relevance to the game. This is arc of fire, so fit round the bases for the larger vehicles to define arc of fire. Also for the bikes as well. So really useful things to do. I have to say too that that's very useful without a doubt. But I think I will also mark the bases. Yeah. Maybe just to ease things. I know there's a rule called drifting where you align these gubbins up with the side of the base instead of the front of the base. So that's as you kind of drift around the corners, which is cool. Got a ruler and we got bases, so that's it. We're at the bottom. Let's have a close look at some of the models and then we're going to get building these things. Okay, let's check out some of the plastic close up for the second time, but this time we'll hit record. Barricades, very cool.
Very detailed.
Very detailed. Some of these stand upright. So they're kind of an upright bar. I love this little bit up here, this pokey up bit here. Lots of girders and all the rest, but we've also got these scrap piles. I think the important thing about the barricade, and this is an even better sprue because on here they're absolutely huge, these are an important factor in the game. They can be shot at, they can be destroyed. In some of the games they are objective markers. If you ram into them, they can be destroyed and they can damage you. So they're an active part of the game, which I think is cool. So, you know, if you're, got your team, and you can't get line of sight on each other, you may want to consider destroying, terrain and clearing the field so you've got more maneuverability. But of course, that'll be granting your opponent more maneuverability. Needless to say, this stuff is great. I really hope they release it separately. It would be great to see it. But as opposed to a degree, there's a repetition. You'd only want 2 or 3 sets, wouldn't you, maximum? But even so, it's very cool. You know what? Better than just re-releasing it as well. Give us 2 or 3 extra pieces, I think, because this is so nice to see. I think this is worth just as much on a 40k board when you've got that orc sort of base. A lot of fun with the terrain here. I love all this corrugated iron and stuff like that. It's great. So that's really cool and quite a pleasant surprise to the box. We have the 2 vehicles. So should we start with the Shock Jump Dragster?
Shock Jump Dragster.
It's a great name, isn't it? So this is the Formula 1-esque looking car. It's got the shock attack weapon kind of attached to it, which enables it to, I think...
Which makes a lot more sense with how the shock attack gun actually works. It's like fires stuff through the warp and then it reappears certain way down the line, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes sense with a speedy car, wouldn't it?
That it just use that technology to flip around. So, loving all the wheels, all the spikes all over the wheels. It really is blood for the blood god, though. Watch yourself when you're cutting that stuff out. I know the coloured plastic is not always popular with people because I think I've seen people sort of complaining they can't get a solid coat of primer on there and those kind of things. I've not really encountered that as a problem. I think if you give it a decent coat of black primer before you then kind of do any zenithal stuff with your grey highlights up from there and stuff, I've not really noticed it as a problem, but kind of appreciate it. What it does enable people to do though is if you compare the sort of scrap pile and the rest is you can just pull this stuff out the box, build it and get a game in. And for our test game, it's probably what we're going to be doing. We haven't got a lot of time before this is up for pre-order, so we want to get this built so we can do a test game really. Very cool looking models though. Love all the orc symbology and stuff like this, these little orc faces and all the rest, and how the engine is. It's like an old World War II mounted engine. It's brilliant. Next up we have the Custom Booster Blaster.
Custom Booster Blaster.
Beautiful again. Like I say, it's there's so much going off with these kits. It's hard to tell what they're going to be like when they're put together. But we've seen the full built models on the community page. Absolutely, I love things like the open gearbox and stuff like that. Just super dangerous. I love this guy. He's got like his shoes for his accelerator pedals. Absolutely brilliant that the feet are all positioned. That's obviously the driver sat there right in front of the engine. Just a point around how crammed these sprues are. These are the bike sprues. They're pre-existing models, and it's really
old sprues.
Yeah, you can see by the space. There was very much not a great deal of concern gone into tightly packing this together. That might have been a technological matter back in the day. You know, maybe it wasn't easy to get injection molding to work across such a tight pack sprue, and the technology's come on some, and that's probably the case. But you know, I was speaking to a Games Workshop designer recently, and they were saying that they really do kind of look at the complete sprue and go, hey, there's a gap, what can we put there? And I love the fact that they're kind of giving more with each one of the sprues, if you know what I mean. So a little bit of extra bits of detail that may or may not have been on the model to start with. There's room on the sprue. You know, they're going to give you something extra to work with as well. So we do see lots of cool little bits in here. We do see little Gretchens doing all sorts of cool little poses, and you know, extra little bits of kit and stuff like that. I think it's great. So there you go. There's not a lot more to say about the kit because we want to get it built and we want to get playing a game. But first impressions.
It's awesome, or awesome for Orktober.
Orktober, yeah. It's you know. Orktober's pushing on, and I think all players were impatient's the wrong word, patiently waiting for news. So here you go, Ork players, it's finally here, it's with you, it's going on pre-order this morning, so you get your orders in. You won't regret it. This box is ram jam full of good stuff. I didn't talk about the contents actually. You do get 2 of the cars and you get 6 of the bikes, and all of the missions are kind of 1 car, 3 bikes. So they're clearly aimed at 2 complete teams in there to enable you to, you know, play a full game between 2 players.
I think it's all over.
Love it.
Whoa,
we'll see you on the next video where we'll be giving the game a try.
Well, it's over.
Thanks a lot.
So it would be.
Bye.